Yes, hello, hello, hello. Today is May 18th, 2021. I'm your host, Toasty. This is episode 3. Yeah, this is episode 3 of the Mental Threads podcast. Today we're going to be focused on the art of manifestation. Now, I know a lot of y'all might not be wondering this because I'm pretty sure y'all have heard me speak about manifestation throughout a lot of my other episodes. A lot of them. I got 2 fucking episodes. Anyway, I speak a lot about manifestation, and the reasons why behind that is I do truly believe that if one could like focus hard enough and really tranquilize their mind, find balance, and really like focus on altering their reality as best as they can, I feel like it could really come in fruition through manifestation. Now, the art of manifestation pretty much is follows as such, and I want to look up the actual definition so that we're not off the damn, yeah. So yeah, manifestation. Manifestation, a noun, an event, action, or object that clearly shows or embodies something, especially a theory or an abstract idea. Um, and it also means like a symptom or a sign of an ailment. You can also come across as synonyms as like display, demonstration, showing, show, exhibition, presentation, indication, illustration, exemplification. Yeah, exposition, disclosure, declaration, expression, all that. So not necessarily like, that's like the actual like definition from like Oxford dictionaries and shit. But if we had to look to like spiritual manifestation is the theory that through regular meditation and positive constructive thought, you can make your dreams and desires become a reality. Spiritual manifestation holds that if you really want something and truly believe it's possible, it will happen. So it just goes off like that. Hold on 1 second. Yeah, it just pretty much goes off that, just really being a reflection of your own reality. And I feel like with a lot of people, especially in this generation or just in general, I feel like we let our mind just run astray into like a cesspool of negativity, and that could really mess up like any sense of bringing anything positive in our lives and so on. So it's just like, manifestation really works hand in hand with a lot of that. Your thoughts can really make your reality over time. A lot of your biggest fears and just stuff of that nature, it could come to fruition if you really pour into that. Um, and all of that nature. There's some various things I've manifested in my life unknowingly. We'll just start with the good, or we might stay with the good because I'm not trying to like go into like that side. But starting with the good, throughout my life and everything, although sometimes like they would like say that, oh yeah, this kid right here, he's stupid or whatever, or he's slow or whatsoever. There was always like a sensibility that I was always like, I don't want to say smart or like whatever, but just there was just something that's just like, like you're like above that, like you're not what they say you are, like, oh, you're not dumb and stupid. You have like um the tools to actually be an A student. I hear that a lot from like a lot of my teachers in the past. Not like a lot of them, but it's just like, the select few that was actually focused on teaching. But yeah, it's like you get that a lot, and it's just like sometimes you don't really believe that. Like, what? They say I'm how smart or whatever. I was just cool with just being like a C and D student. Like that just kind of came natural to me growing up, or that's how I thought it came natural to me. But it's just like, like I never really thought I'd reach this point like in college and everything when I'm like a back to back honor roll student, just back to back dean's list attendant and just honor roll honoree or whatever the fuck you call it. It's just like day and night. I don't want to say day and night because it really did take a process of actually disciplining myself to focus in that direction of being an honor roll student, and it really took a lot of time too to really focus on that. And it's just stuff of that nature. Um, Although I didn't see it in myself, I knew like deep down like I wasn't like an AB student or I was capable. Although sometimes I had my doubts. Once it was time for it to come to fruition, all I needed to do was just isolate myself and refocus and starting from like Rowan and Cabarrus and everything, transferring from like CPCC. That's just all I was on, just A's and B's, and it's just like, oh, okay, like whatever. Like, I mean, if it can get me transferred to university, I'll just do whatever. And from then on, I just still kept that same momentum, and that's why it's just like I'm after I graduate from NCCU, I'm going straight to Howard University, really just to get my master's, and then hopefully down the line get my doctorates. And it's just one of those things, man. Like you really got to keep that momentum up, the positivity, and it all connects back to manifestation because it's like although there was a part of me that kind of doubted myself, there was still another part of me that just thought like, okay, yeah, maybe I can be like an AB student. It's just I wasn't focused, and to be honest, I barely gave a shit sometimes. So it's just like just stuff of that nature. I also manifested my dog, which is I know it's like a complete distraction and everything, but I always wanted a dog and everything, and for some reason I always wanted to name him Clueless, and it's like I'd always have like this daydream, like, man, what if I had a dog and I could just name him Clueless, and it would just be like, but it's like, why would I name him Clueless though? And it wasn't until like I was driving from community college back home and everything, and this one dog it just kept pushing up traffic and everything, and I was like, what the hell's holding up traffic? And I realized it was just a dog that kept jumping in and out of like the road. And it's like, man, that nigga's clueless as fuck, man. And it's just like I pulled to the side and I just tried to take him in and everything. Like, hey, let's just pass, let's just go home. This is like around Christmas, I think 2017. Yeah, 2017. That's yeah, Christmas 2017. And it's just that's just pretty much it. Like it was just like he was a smelly, scrawny ass dog at the time. I'm pretty sure he was homeless for a while, but it's just I just took him in. My brother loves him. My mom kind of loves him, but it is what it is. Like it's just a part of the family now. It's like I wouldn't say day and night, but it's just like that's just how shit is now. Oh shit. But yeah, it just all comes back to manifestation. There are also different types of manifestation techniques you can also consider from no, not from manifest, from meditation. Yeah, positive affirmation, speaking a lot of like your changes into existence. You can do scripting. That's one thing that I really like to do is scripting. 'Cause it really takes the stress off when you just kind of sit down and you just kind of write like what you really want to come to fruition in real life, um, and scripting. What I used to do is I used to just add a date at the top and just make a bullet list of things I want like to happen in real life or things I want to get. And sometimes things don't come to pass. I'll be honest. Like I once tried to manifest me getting a internship with Universal Music Group, but I guess it just wasn't in the cards. A lot of that just wasn't in the cards, and although like you can kind of be tripped out like man like I thought the interview went well and oh dang like I thought I showed up well in that group interview, but then it's like I think like oh snap I probably could have just maybe I could have gotten a better fade, or I probably could have like did this better, or maybe I could have like wore a tie, like you think back on a lot of this thing like man why didn't shit work out, but then it's just like at the same token it's just like it is what it is, man. Like although I would prefer to work at like you know a major recording company, whether it has to be Universal Music Group or Sony Music Entertainment, or just would I work with Def Jam? I might consider working with Def Jam. It's better than nothing. And it's just it all comes for full circle. That some things that you want to manifest probably ain't even meant for you either. You know, and it's just I was still stuck with this one internship with Southwestern. I won't say stuck because they really did help me out on a lot of things. And this is another technique I also picked up. I won't say I picked up about it, but it also does work in the manifestation. I made 3 vision boards. One representing everything I want to be, another representing everything I want to do, and then another representing everything I want to have. So it's just another thing that's good to like keep on your wall. Let it be like the first thing you see in the morning, to help, those positive juices uh, to surge and all of that nature. Anyway, like yeah, there's all types of ways one can manifest their reality. And I'll even say, even though it did take some work to get like a lot of these things coming into fruition. I know like there's a couple things on the stuff, all the things I want to do that I'm still trying to like bring into fruition. Um, and like this podcast is actually one of it. This podcast, I'm considering on writing a book, trying to get a tattoo eventually. I know there's one photo on my vision board representing recording. On all three of my vision boards, there's a picture of like somebody performing in front of a cloud, in front of a crowd, and stuff of that nature. So it's just like when it comes to like this music thing, I really hope that I can actually garner up like the confidence and really build the skill set for myself, and the comfortability in front of large crowds to really perform. And I know one day it will come for sure. But at the same time, I still got to work on myself and work on various things. One thing I'm really trying to manifest is to overcome like a personal medical condition I've been dealing with for like nearly half a decade now. Um, I tried this new medication. It looks like it's starting to like take effect, but it's like I won't really know if there's any like real changes until like a month in, maybe 2 months. I don't know. All I know is I'm really trying to knock this shit out the way before fall semester because that's when I'm really trying to let loose. That's another thing I'm trying to manifest, like really letting loose for fall semester. Like I'm trying to show up at every party. I'm trying to get drunk. I'm trying to get fucking teed, bro. And it's just like I don't even really need this semester for real because it's like I really could have graduated, but it's like I didn't really fill up on my community service hours and shit. So that was a bitch. Regardless, there's many ways you can go with like scripting. Going back to manifestation scripting. You can like literally do the 3-6-9 rule, where it's like you can pretty much wake up and just write one thing that you really want 3 times, and then you write it again 6 times, and then you write it again 9 times at night. So 3 morning, 6 evening, 9 times at night. One thing that I feel like that kind of fucks me up with manifestation is like I forget to like try to channel more energy in regards to gratitude. I feel like sometimes I wake up like my mind is just focused on negative, and that's what really fucks me up, and like my day up too. I'll be honest, because it's just like if you can wake up positive, like the rest of the day is just mad positive and stuff. And I think I kind of got a little bit of positivity in when I actually sat down to actually meditate for a little bit to kind of calm my thoughts and stuff of that nature. It's just one of those many things you gotta. I'm trying to make routine for real. It's good. If you want to like gain a whole lot of positive energy to build a whole lot of positive habits for yourself. I know, like I'm trying to wake up every day, trying to do like at least 100 push-ups before I even start my day. To help discipline myself. I kind of took off on it for a while because I had COVID for a little bit. Um, and it's just stuff like that. I'm really trying to get back into like probably exercising 3 times a week, maybe like bodybuilding. And I think a lot of this stuff I'm really gonna focus on deeply when I move to Virginia for the summer for this internship and everything. I'm just still waiting for them to contact me back because it's like I'm really I need. I don't want to say I need this internship, but I prefer this internship because it's like since I've been in college, I haven't had one damn internship, and it's just one of those many things like you got to manifest. And although it wasn't in a situation of an environment which I prefer, like in a recording studio or working with Sony Music or Universal Music Group, it's still good pay. And I found another studio in Virginia too that's like $30 per hour. I think dude calls himself Collateral Jamage. Collateral Jamage, I think is what he calls himself as a producer. Hey, it's all good. Um, because I know that was one of my main concerns, like, because I have like one producer here in Charlotte and everything who's been working with me for like $50 for like 2 hours and shit, and that's really and it really did help me like build a sense of familiarity with the whole process of recording and writing and all that nonsense. I'm gonna see if I can dedicate the rest of this month to write for my next project. Sincerely, that's what I'm calling my next project. Is sincerely. This whole year I'm really just dedicated to just trying to drop as much music as I can. I'm shooting for at least 36 songs to be dropped this year. If I go to 50, that'd be amazing. If I go even above that, that would be even like better. What's cool about it is in the fall, like I think one of my niggas, Destin, a shout out to Karama the Sage. No, he doesn't even call himself Karama the Sage. I think he's like TS Karama. Yeah, TS Karama. Yeah, it's a whole thing. Anyway, he's building like this whole studio in his apartment and everything. So it's like I'm gonna probably see if I can probably swing by there as much as I can to record as much music as I can, especially for the fall. I think like for 2022, I might just be focused more on just dropping mini EPs and singles for weekly. Just doing really what I can to really keep consistent with this music thing as best I can. Because it's like you just don't want to be left behind. It's like, oh yeah, I just dropped a mixtape. I'll just sit on my fat ass and just call it a day. And it's just that's not how you really. That's the thing about manifestation too. You really got to put the work in to really see the changes that you want to see around you. And it's just I feel like I've been blessed to be put in this position where it's like although um, things can get a little bit rough and I might be like in a struggling, might be at a crossroads in terms of just like what am I gonna do with like this medical condition? Is this something I'm gonna deal with for a couple more years? Like, is it something that I'm gonna get through this year? Will everything go back to normal? Like, can I just like live out again? Because naturally I'm an extrovert and shit like that. So this is like pure hell and everything. That this is like holding me back from like socializing on campus. A lot of like classmates that I've like seen around, but it's like I never really like build a actual like like connection or relationship with. They just kind of see me around like on campus, but never like at parties and shit. The college experience. It's just something that I feel like was kind of slipping through my hands, especially at HBCU. So like that's my main focus for the fall is really just to just kind of restore it in a sense, really just make up for all the lost time. And it's just yeah, I mean that's just pretty much the focus. I mean I got classes to do, probably like 4 classes, maybe 5. They're gonna make me stay in Baines, which I'm really kind of sore about because I really really wanted to stay like in Andy Day or some shit, but I was late as fuck, and I could have picked out Ruffin, but stupid ass. I had to just wait. Now I got to stay in like shit ass Baines again. I don't want to shit on Baines. It's just I've been there like twice, and now it's gonna be my third damn time being there. And it's like I like it and whatnot, but if I'm gonna have to stay there, I'm gonna have to stay by myself, bro, because I'm just in no mood. But considering how like it's gonna be like a real like what's that word? It's gonna be really like what am I trying to say? It's gonna be really packed for this semester because it's just like there's less COVID rule set up and whatnot. It only makes sense that I had to deal with the scraps. I would have taken McLean, dead ass, like dude, like for real. If I could go back in McLean again, I'd be cool. Or like maybe back into George Street. Yeah, I was fucking with George Street too, but it's just like shit changes. Um, But anyway, back into the whole manifestation topic. I know I like went on side subject talking about all sorts of shit. Like this nigga literally came on to talk about his own life this whole podcast, and I'm like, shit, yeah, bitch. Like what? Anyway, yeah, the art of manifestation. There could be other like things you can focus on with manifestation. You could also focus on relationships. You can also focus on lifestyle changes, maybe career and things you can try and manifest. And sometimes it might come through, sometimes it won't. But regardless, it's just the universe. You have to work with the universe, and you have to seriously give something back to the universe. You can't just really just sit on your ass and just be like, "Oh, this is I'm gonna win I'm gonna be drafted to the Lakers and shit, and like fucking score 50 points on Steph Curry or some shit." And it's like you got a bunch of like fucking Doritos dust crumbs all over your fucking like beard and shit like that. Like that's just not how the universe works. You get in what you put out. But at the same token, everything doesn't really stay the same. There's always gonna be another shift. There's always gonna be something that's gonna switch up. Something of that nature. Um, I recall like when it was like a new moon, like a while back. Was the new moon? Yeah, new moon. And that's usually the best time to really kind of sit down and try to like manifest as much as you can, or write down, do whatever, do something. You can meditate, write down. I light like two white candles two unscented white candles, and I was also trying to write down in a lot of my manifestation books. I got like five of them bitches, literally five. One for like one problem, one for like another problem, and then it's just like the three others for like other things in lifestyle and things I want to do and stuff of that nature. So it's like, yeah, everyone has their own manifestation techniques. People can pray, you can like manifest, you can like meditate and stuff of that nature. You can just do whatever, but at the same token, you still got to like put some kind of work in to see what type of changes you want to see. Like I know it's like for a while I wanted to be like, okay, like I'm gonna write down my goal weight, and it has to be like a 220 pounds, which I'm at like flawlessly. But it's like it's just like even though like it kind of came to pass, and I still got like other shit I have to deal with and everything. It just kind of snuck up on me. At the same token, it was really brought up because I went on like a 21-day fast, but I kept fucking up that fast over and over again, like over shit like popcorn or like caramels and shit. I know, like, I'm just trying to like restore myself spiritually, and I feel like it kind of did that to a degree. But I feel like a lot of like the spiritual experience is just looking back and really just revisiting like where your mindset was at that time. Did you improve after the ordeal and everything? And honestly, I don't feel like I got a whole lot out of that because at the same token, I kept telling people what I was doing, and you got to suffer in silence. You can't just let people know like what you're going through and everything like that, which I fuck up every time I'm on this damn podcast talking about my life and shit. But it's just like, yeah, it's just stuff of that nature. I know semen retention can also help raise up your manifestation prowess or celibacy, stuff of that nature. It could all pretty much help like your manifestations to come to fruition, because I know a lot of that energy, that it might be root energy. Is it root energy? Yeah, stuff of that nature. I don't want to be misleading or whatever, but it's just like it's some type of energy that's just really processed when you go through a lot of this. And you can harness a lot of that energy and to channel it into manifestations also. So just food for thought. But yeah, there's a lot of other key things on manifestation. I'm about to just look up a couple just so we can be on track with this shit for the next 7 minutes. Yeah, manifestation techniques. Yeah, like vision boards, intention journal. Oh yeah, a letter from your future self. Yes, that's a good one. I did this a while ago. I sent an email to myself, but I ain't writing no damn letter. I feel like a letter would be a little bit more personal, but it's like yeah, I just sent a email for myself that I probably won't receive for like a while. I can't even remember where I sent it to, but I think it might be sometime in January. I don't know. Can't really speak about it too much, or what is withholding the contents and everything. But it's just like it's just one of those situations. It's one of those situations where it's not necessarily a damn situation per se, but it's just one of those subjects where it's best to just think as positively as you can. There's also a couple other ones. I know vision board. We've spoken about vision boards a lot. We can take pictures from magazines or off the internet, print them out, just put them on your board. Things that you want, things that you strive to be, things that you strive to have, things that you strive to do. Just representations of that. They got an intention journal. Uh, Sometimes like we find ourselves entrapped in dissatisfaction without realizing that we haven't consciously and affirmatively expressed our intent for something different. An intention journal can be used once a day, once a week, once a month. If using it once a month, you might choose to make it a ritual lining up with the new moon, which is pretty good. But the energy of the moon at this time is said to be ideal for planting seeds of intent. In your journal, make a list of 3 to 5 things you intend to do within the day or during the following day if you're writing it at night. Your intentions can be either specific or broad, such as I intend to write 2,000 words of my book in the morning, or I intend to embody confidence and courage throughout the day. Ensure your intentions are aligned with your highest values. So that's also pretty cool. There's also a belief assessment. We don't often realize it, but our mind contains a whole web of subconscious beliefs that direct our lives, even in ways that might be contrary to what we think we yearn for. For example, while we might deeply aspire to perform on stage, we might hold a competing belief that we are untalented and unworthy of success. Our beliefs can powerfully impede our highest dreams, so by shining a light on them, we call them into question. A beliefs assessment, a beliefs assessment, and subtle transformation of these beliefs can be done in a journal or during meditative reflection. To practice, follow these three simple steps. Reflect upon what your heart most longs for. Consider the subconscious beliefs that inhibit your heart from achieving this longing. Put into words what a heart supportive belief might be, repeating it slowly as a present tense affirmation for the 3 to 5 minutes. Oh, yeah, and a gratitude journal. If you're wondering how to manifest your dreams, turn your attention to the abundance that is already within and around you. The universe is likely to provide us with additional blessings if we are unable to appreciate the ones we already have. While it can be easy to get caught up in ideas of what we are lacking, a conscious shift in our focus inspires positive thinking and future manifestations. A gratitude journal is one way to become more aware of the abundance you already possess, or no, already blessed with. You might consider making this a nightly practice. To do so, take a few minutes before bed each night. Write down 5 to 10 things you are grateful to have embodied or experienced during the day. If bedtime journaling is difficult for you, you might substitute this practice with a moment of appreciative silence before dinner. Use this as an opportunity to thank the universe for all that you are blessed with at present. But yeah, along with like the nighttime affirmations, you can also do like bedtime reprogramming. You know, our subconscious mind directs 95% of our lives. That makes it the primary driver of our experience. Dr. Bruce Lipton has done much research on how we can reprogram the subconscious mind. It turns out that the memories before falling asleep are a key opportunity for making change. Lipton explains that our subconscious mind is in a perfect state of download new information when it is functioning at the vibrational frequency of theta. Through this frequency is most predominant during our first 6 or 7 years of life. The brain also slips through this frequency as we transition from the waking state to the sleeping state and vice versa. We can use this transition to our benefit, listening to subliminal recordings and affirmations to create sort of a self hypnosis. As we gently fall to sleep, the brain will take these positively inspired recordings and begin to rework them into our belief system. I know we already spoke about like letter from our future self. Like, yeah, it's pretty good. You can probably do it as an email. That's how I did it. Yeah, and there's manifestation affirmations. Positive affirmations are another powerful way of reprogramming the subconscious mind. Once we've explored our conditioned belief and we are ready to move beyond them, we can begin to instill the empowering beliefs in the form of manifestation affirmations. The affirmations you choose should resonate strongly with your highest self. Create your own or consider any number of the following. Like, for example, you'd be like, I am worthy of receiving my heart's desire. I trust the universe and its goodness. I steer my life in the direction of my highest dreams. I'm continually learning and growing and evolving. I open my heart to the world with trust and faith. You know, just for example, manifestation affirmation should always be spoken in the present tense. You know, that's the main thing for manifestation. You got to speak at the present tense. You can repeat your positive affirmation to either a single sentence or a few during meditation or as you drift to sleep. Um, but yeah, there's just like have the outside the box attitude. I know prayer practice. That's also another thing. Positive networks. As it requires us to meet the universe halfway, bring our best efforts to the forefront. Stuff of that nature. It's just a whole lot of stuff we can really do to really help elevate ourselves mentally and spiritually. In terms of just really trying to bring our manifestations to life. You know. So it's just things of that nature. You can really you can really seek out manifesting certain relationships. You can manifest just a certain financial situation. Like, oh, I want to make this much money. I want to make that much money, but at the same token, you still have to like step out and actually do something. I know I manifested my soul tribe, which is mad weird. Um, I think we met through a YouTube channel. It was like one YouTuber like made like a video on like her doing shrooms and whatnot. She just dropped a group me in the description. And I'm like, all right, shit, bet. Like, I ain't got shit else to do. Just tap in. And there was like 500 people in that group chat, although most of them really don't really say shit. But it's pretty cool, like a pretty inviting environment. A lot of these people I've never even met in person, but when I want to drop new music or if I'm going through some stuff and I want to vent out, it's like they usually really supportive or just really really like really helpful. And we speak about all sorts of things. We get on Zoom every now and then. I know we just started connecting through Discord, and it's just crazy how the universe like kind of just brought us all together. And like we get on and we just like, I don't want to say we all just get along, but it's like it seems like we're kind of like kindred in a sense. Like we all just kind of come from, although we come from all sorts of different backgrounds and races and like different states. It's like we all connect through this sense of spirituality, that we're all trying to really like involve ourselves in on a journey context. So that's like, it's like it's a pretty good deal. Um, yeah, you can manifest all sorts of stuff. I manifested my soul tribe. Like we all kind of manifested each other, like in the soul tribe, which is actually probably mad funny. But yeah, don't think for a second that, or don't even doubt yourself that a lot of your desires can like come to life, because it could definitely come to life. It's all a matter of just like, what are you willing to do? What are you willing to do to really bring these stuff into fruition? Like, I know I claim I want to like write a book and everything. I want to do this, but it's just like as soon as I wrote down a couple of the characters, I put that shit aside, and then it's just like I didn't come back to that. I already got the plot and everything set up in my head, but it's really just really relaying a lot of this to come into fruition. And that's another thing. I need to read more books, man. I need to read more books. I feel like before I even write a novel, I need to at least read like 3 books. You know, there's 2 novels I'm thinking about writing. One will be more focused on just fictional characters, and like each chapter will be focused on a certain fictional character and like why they're important or what they represent, and stuff of that nature. It could be like stuff like cartoons and stuff like, or whatever, or just characters in books and stuff of that nature. And you pretty much just dedicate each chapter to really relaying they what ideals do they reflect, or what is what purpose do they pretty much protrude, or how they reflect on our own like uh, sense of ideals and reflections and stuff of that nature. It's just you know I can't really go into detail of each chapter because it's just like I don't put all this shit out there, but it's like, yeah. But then there's another book I'm also considering writing. I can't really layer out all the whole plot details, but it's just like it has a lot to do with virtual reality and just black market, whole lot of black market organ transplant type stuff, a whole lot of illegal, sinister type stuff too. Elements of just regret, guilt, stuff of that nature, time passing by. And it's just at the same time, can't really go on the plot a whole lot. Maybe for another episode, we can probably focus on it. But it's just like, yeah, like the ideas are all there. It's a matter of just bringing it into fruition. Like you can really manifest, like, okay, this could be like something I can do. This is something I can like really bring it to fruition. And whether like the universe just hands it to you, um, or the opportunity, it's just a matter of trying to make the best of it. And I feel like that's the amazing thing about manifestation. It really gives us, I don't want to say the power, but it gives us a stance like, okay, like, yeah, I can really change shit up. Like things could really be different. And it all comes down to really taking that first step. So I think that's pretty cool. All right. I think we pretty much hit on all aspects in regards to manifestation. I think we could just call it an episode. Dang. Yes, the art of manifestation. Let me just turn that up a little bit. Yeah, we're all just mere reflections of our reality. In regards to connecting to the universe, we're all connected. It's all in your head, man. It can all be a part of your reality too, man. Just gotta keep positive. Don't let any negativity try to swift away all your anything that's positive, man. Your sense of self, your identity, your future. You gotta be grateful for what you got. If you really want to manifest anything better, you gotta believe that you're blessed, man, in order for more blessings to come through.